Wow. Back at it. Another Rusty Trades YouTube video. What do you know about that? I thought that in honor of me taking my first trade in like 2 weeks on Monday, I'd better come on and make a YouTube video. Even though it was a freaking losing trade, bro. Price action has been dirty. It has been disgusting. And it's not just me saying it now. What about it? Even like TJR. I honestly haven't seen anyone post a trade recap in a minute. Like, if you look at like Justin Whirling, PB Trading's Instagram, they usually post their shit on there. TJR hasn't been trading. No one's been trading, man. It is the worst price action ever. I didn't take any trades last week. And I'm just sick of it, bro. I'm hustling more than I ever have before. I've got a whole Google Doc. I backtested all of last month's data. And it just sucks not being able to implement it into the charts. This is a day, so I didn't trade last night. This is the Monday, and I'm gonna run through how I lost. I believe I lost about 200 on the funded account. And the reason I de-risked is because price action has been Duke. And in all seriousness, it's just, I don't know, man. It's sort of getting to the point now where I'm just kind of tired of bad price action. I'm looking for new ways to sort of manage the markets. And yeah, without further ado, let's run through this day. Let's run out the draws on liquidity and my bias coming into the day, how I flipped that, how I lost the trade, and then how I was open to taking a trade in the correct bias, but just didn't end up seeing anything that I liked. How good to be back on the YouTube, eh? It's been an absolute minute just because I've been working so freaking hard on my trading. I'm really trying to get this dialed in. But now that I'm sort of stabling out, I'm going to start posting these trade recaps again and start trying to grow this channel, because at the end of the day, I just really enjoy making videos. I enjoy sitting down and sort of documenting my journey to profitability. That's what the channel is, man. It's not, yeah, I see a lot of channels and it's like they want to hustle and sort of post daily videos. I'm sort of just documenting the journey, and it just is what it is, man. But today, this is Monday, the 2nd of June. So coming into the day, let's look for that open. I'll get rid of this S&T because this makes things super obvious. This is one of those days where I'm coming into the charts. I know exactly my target, and I had such strong conviction that we were sitting all the way down here on that, like before the market opened. We have 1 and 2 relative equal highs. We have another 2 draws on liquidity. And on top of this, we have just taken out these lows over here, and we've had a bullish reaction off of it. So I'm almost looking at this. I know we have amazing draws on liquidity to the downside. To be honest, to the downside, there's just nothing. We have London lows, we have these lows down here. But all in all, I mean, when I see a clump of draw on liquidity like that, that's exactly what I want to see taken out for the day, especially when you come over to the opposite, the other pair, ES, and you see the same thing. We've got 1, 2, we had this one up here, but realistically, it looked a lot better on NQ, and so that was my favored pair for the day. That's my daily bias, done and dusted. It was super clear to me where we wanted to go. Unfortunately, this is where shit gets wicked. So market opens, 11:30 candle, schmink, and bang. Like 10 minutes, bruv. Look at this on the 1 minute time frame. What is that? 2 draws on liquidity taken for the day. And this is where I was sort of looking in here, and I was like, okay, we've taken out 2 of our draws on liquidity. Sure, we still have these, and we've failed to take these over on ES. So what do we have here? We have a high time frame, bearish SMT forming. Now I'm sitting in here, and in my strategy, if I see a high time frame SMT like this, sure, my draws on liquidity have been taken. We still have relative equal highs sitting above us, so I know that that's a potential draw. However, if we see a 15-minute confirmation confluence off of this, for me, that is a clear indication that we are going to flip and go bearish. I knew that we had like low resistance liquidity. We had this low here, we had London lows, and we had these lows. That's not bad for draws on liquidity. And this is sort of where my first trade came into play. So I'll just mark out this bearish SMT. Because the next candlestick on this 15-minute closure was very bearish. Like we flushed through, we closed within the 79% Fibonacci extension over here. Oh, we didn't actually. I'm bugging. But this over here on ES, this is where the confirmation happened. We have this 15-minute break of structure. From here, if we just ignore this for a second and just look at it like this, we have this bearish SMT, we know we have London lows beneath us, and we have this low here. That is a strong, I had a strong conviction that we were gonna flip and go bearish, even though we had those relative highs above us. And my mistake from here is that I now married my bias. And I almost concluded, I guess is the word, that we were going to go bearish because we had that break structure. We had a manipulation leg and then we've broken structure, which is fair enough, you know, but my mistake for the day is that I failed to see this bullish SMT form. And yeah, this was my issue for the day. I did not scale onto the 15-minute time frame after I saw this close. I straight away scaled down to that 5-minute time frame and scaled down into that 3-minute time frame. And so I'm looking at this and I'm still very bearish on it, even though, so like this 15-minute candlestick is closed very weakly bullish, and we've created a bullish SMT. I didn't even notice it, man. I was sitting in here and I was so locked in on the fact that we'd had that 15-minute break structure. I knew that we'd inverse this fair value gap here, and I was like, there's no reason for us to go long anymore. That was my mistake. Plain and simple, I just wasn't being aware of that higher time frame. And so as you do, I scaled down. I was sitting on this 3-minute time frame and I was looking for some sort of retracement to then target London lows. I knew that we'd created relative equal lows with London lows, and then this obvious draw on liquidity down slightly further. And yeah, man, that was my mistake for the day. Looking back at it now, what an idiot to marry any sort of bias in these market conditions. But that was already the displacement there off of that SMT. So I'm sitting in here and I see us take out this, I see us come in, we fill in equilibrium. From here, all I'm looking for was some sort of a entry, and for me, it was off this 1-minute change in the state of delivery. Was it a good entry? To be honest, no. Like, I think that I was too keen to take a trade almost. I saw this bearish SMT form from these highs and here, and then I saw us get change in state of delivery. I took the trade over here on ES, and yeah, tight stops, smaller risk because of the fact that I'm doing tight stops. And literally very next candlestick was just an absolute ripper. So I got stopped here. That was my trade, and that was just, yeah, my issue for the day, my issue for this trade. I saw 15-minute retracement, 1-minute SMT, and then a 1-minute confirmation. I am pissed off at the fact that I even scaled into that 1-minute time frame. I should have been sitting out on a 3-minute because it's just unclear. And I think my problem was I just scaled into the 1-minute time frame and just looked for it on the 1-minute. I knew that we were still sitting bearish on all other sort of pairs. Like this is still very bearish, the 5-minute's bearish. And I was looking for us to pretty much come in, take out this, and then Yeah, see continuation off of this fair value gap, equilibrium, and yeah, that was my issue, man. I got married to that 1 minute time frame and failed to see that we'd actually created a bullish SMT off of these lows, and then we were moving bullish. So just nothing else to say. My problem was just retarded. I think it was like quite late in the night. It's what, midnight now, and yeah, I honestly just cooked it. Looking back at it, it was a terrible trade, and I should have been sitting on a higher time frame, especially because of the fact that not really. I mean, realistically, bro, you see a high time frame SMT, a 15-minute confirmation, you are going to expect to see 15-minute continuation. And I was looking to top ticket on the 1 minute time frame. I didn't give myself a very lenient risk reward with a lenient stop loss, which is unlike me. I think this day I sort of just I took a bad trade, man. And sometimes that is how it goes. But yeah, so that was trade one. That was an average trade for myself. And although everything was there, although we had the confirmation, the retracement, the opening confluence, and then a confirmation, I was mixing timeframes wrong, and I honestly needed to have scaled out onto this 15-minute time frame because I could have seen this candlestick close before I took that entry. And if I see a bottom wick like this along with an SMT, mate, that's plenty enough information to pretty much guess that we're not going to move bearish. And that would have caused me to scale then onto the 3 or the 5 minute and then play it off of there, as opposed to sticking on that 1 minute time frame. The trade that I should have taken, even though it was a bad risk reward, is this bullish SMT form, knowing that obviously we've created this bearish SMT. I pretty much would be looking at this as the manipulation off of this SMT. And then I would be looking to take a long up to take out these relative equal highs, because we do still have draws on liquidity sitting above us on NQ. Just a hard day to manage, but then after seeing the highest time frame fair value gap get ran through, my entry would be here. And I was actually looking to take this trade as well, but it's a terrible risk reward. And that was why I pretty much saw this close. I was open to seeing us sort of retrace down. I waited for the next 15-minute candlestick to close. It closed just average, and I decided to just jump off the charts here. There was nothing more for me to stay in the charts for. At this point, I knew that we were going to go bullish. I knew we were going to take these draws, but it was already 12:45, so very late into market open, and for me to sit here and wait for a retracement, which we actually never got. If you look at how we moved today, the only valid entry that I saw was off this 3-minute SMT, change in the state of delivery, or an inverse of the highest time frame for value gap, meaning this 3-minute entries here targets the draws on liquidity. And yeah, man, I don't know. So this session was super rough for a guy like me. Saw us manipulate, take my draws on liquidity on NQ starting the day, and then we created bearish SMT. I saw the bearish SMT, I saw us get a confirmation on a higher time frame, and I married my bias, scaled down into those lower time frames, and executed on the 1 minute because the 5 minute was still holding bearish. And yeah, so you can bet your bull sacks that I will not be pulling that same thing this week or throughout the next sort of week. I'm going to make sure to switch on, peep the Zin. That's supposed to keep you locked in, I've found out. So trying some new tactics to manage these market conditions with the nicotine pouches. And yeah, I don't know, man. These past few weeks, in terms of draws on liquidity and in terms of knowing where the overall market wants to go, I've been pretty dialed. Like I've been crunching it, but the overall movements we're getting and just the sort of entries in terms of seeing a retracement and then a rejection, it hasn't been doing me any favors. I didn't take any setups last week. That was the first setup I've taken this week, and didn't trade last night on the Tuesday. So yeah, man, honestly, it's just been super dust price action. Everyone's saying it, like, we need the Jews, Donald Trump, whoever's manipulating the markets at the moment to sort this shit out, because it's ridiculous. I don't know, it's conditions that I've never seen before, so it's making it really hard to trade. I'll peep the work that I've been doing at the moment behind the scenes. Just in-depth analysis, top to bottom, trades of the day. Like I've been doing this on everything, man. Look at all this shit. Week 1, week 2, this is all from May. So I'll do another video on what I've found through all of this sort of extra backtesting and more in-depth backtesting than just sitting on a Notion journal. But yeah, all in all, man, some of the main things I've found is that 15-minute time frame is beautiful. The 5-minute time frame is difficult to manage, and then scaling down to that 1-minute time frame is also killer. It's a lot easier for me. Even this one, man, from here, I very likely should place a trade here on a funded account. Seeing this, obviously don't place stops underneath that 15-minute wick, but even if I was just to place something like this, 1-to-1, and just enter sort of aggressively. Like it's very clear from here where the market's going to go. We've seen another manipulation. We know we have good draws to the upside, and that would be reason for me to flip my bias again. And that is the high confluence, high conviction trade of the day. So I think one thing that I'm really going to be looking at the moment is, because I'm banging the 15-minute, I'm banging my daily bias, and when I have those two and I have like a high conviction draw on liquidity, there's no reason why I shouldn't place a light 15-minute based entry with the thought of scaling in after seeing a retracement, because I find that a lot of the times at the moment we're not actually getting a retracement rejection. It's honestly just giving us that confirmation on the higher time frame and then just following through. I mean, you see it here. We had no entry up to these highs. It's not like we saw there's no break of structure, and there's no wrong tool. There's nothing like this happening in the charts. It's just ripstick central. It's really freaking hard to manage. Like this, we've seen this, and then that. I don't know, man. I'm finding it hard to manage, but I think through all this extra backtesting I've put in, I'm hoping that this week I can actually make some shit shake. I bought a fresh 50K funded. I didn't even blow my last one. I think I was sitting in about $500 profit on, no, not 500. I was sitting in $500 drawdown on my last 50K. And it came to like the monthly renewal, and I just bought a fresh one because there's no point renewing an account that's 500 in drawdown. Yeah, man, that's sort of my view on the market at the moment. Still hustling, still trying to make it work, but it is obviously not ideal conditions, and I'm trying to take it patiently as well. As much as you want to be putting in the hours and taking as many trades as possible, the best thing for me to do at the moment, when my strategies are based on higher time frame draws on liquidity and then looking for clear entries in the direction of that bias, it's just been poos. So yeah, that is a trade recap for you guys on a Wednesday night. And tonight plan is coming to the market again. It's sort of too early to do a market analysis, but yesterday, man, we just ripsticked. I think tonight I will be most likely looking for some sort of long up to this high, depending on how we move off this. Like if we react off of this, we could definitely see a retracement play to balance out price action from yesterday. But all in all, I'm just going to let the next sort of 6 candlesticks come out, and hopefully we can draw something high conviction. You could definitely see some different trades coming from me soon. Kind of looking at getting a bit more education in the space because it's not cutting it at the moment. And yeah, that's my sort of YouTube journal entry for the day. And I'll love and leave you guys. Hopefully we can see some more trades coming soon because, I don't know, one trade every 2 weeks isn't cutting it for me at the moment. I'm always just like itching to get better, itching to see improvement. And when you literally can't take a trade for that long, it's just killer. It feels like, you know, it feels like you're not progressing even though you are doing the right things every day. Like I'm backtesting, I'm eating good, I'm hitting the gym every day, working full time as well. Like I'm putting in big hours every day, man, and coming into the charts every night, and most of the time just not even taking a trade. It is tiring stuff, like feeling like you're hustling but also feeling like you're not getting anywhere. Yeah, super tough, something I'm struggling with at the moment, but that's for another story. Right now it's pretty much just a matter of jumping in the charts and trying to actually implement the things that I've sort of learned from backtesting the past month. Peace, boys. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, helps me with motivation on this channel a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna start doing these. Even if I don't take a trade, I'm just gonna start coming in, banging out a recap because it actually helps me a lot as well. Plus it helps me with any sort of validity in the future, like posting my journey, because not trading is a part of the journey, man. That's probably one of the hardest things as a trader, is not taking a trade. So I think I'm gonna come in, do my daily bias, and maybe I'll even start live trading. Who knows, man? But love and leave you. Good luck tonight, gang. It is tricky market conditions out there. Stay safe. Don't blow your funded accounts. If you lose one trade, get off the charts, bro, because chances are PA is Duke, and you're just going to get reamed on your second and third and fourth and fifth trades anyway and blow your accounts. Love.